all the speakers have agreed to take 2 minutes off their speeches. My name is Chris Costa-Sakalaris, and I have the privilege of being the president of the HAST School Board. About 9 years ago, we started on a journey to make this school a reality, and tonight, for all the people that are sitting here on the stage, but especially for all of you out there, it's a huge culmination, and we're so privileged to all be here. So without further ado, I present to you the candidates for graduation of the first class of HAST. Can I ask everyone to please rise and join the HAST Community Choir in the singing of the National Anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er
You may be seated. You'll hear of many honors tonight, but a very special honor is always one that's given to you by your peers. And two of the seniors were chosen by their peers to give a welcome this evening. So please help me in welcoming Ivy Westerhoff and Tashawn Jordan.
Hello, everyone. Today is a big day for many of us. High school graduation is, of course, a very big deal.
However, we believe that today isn't just about the graduating students. It's about every person that played a part in building this school from the ground up.
Though today may mark an ending for my classmates and I, it marks the beginning of years of success for students to follow. This is all thanks to the many hardworking people in this building today.
Tyshawn and I would like to start off by thanking Mrs. Sakalaris, not only for introducing us and being our Master of Ceremonies, but for all that she has done as the president of our school board for HAST.
We would also like to thank the rest of the school board for working to solve all of our problems, and as a new school, I'm pretty sure we had a ton.
In addition to Mrs. Sakalaris, we would like to thank others that have been working towards this day since before HAST doors opened 4 years ago.
Thank you to Mayor McDermott for being on board since the very beginning, as well as Dr. Rivers and his team for designing our curriculum.
Over the past 4 years, Purdue-Calumet has been an amazing partner to our school. For this, we would like to thank Chancellor Cohen and Chancellor Kean for their support.
HAST also has many other community partners, Purdue-Calumet Civics, BP, and St. Margaret's Hospital, to name a few. Thanks to them for their resources, mentorship, and other programs.
As many of you know, we spent our first year of high school in trailers. Thank you to Hutton & Hutton Architects and Engineers and Garrett Construction for the gorgeous building we now call home.
Though our building plays a part in our educational process, our school would not be what it is without the students who fill it, of course.
We believe that every staff member at HAST has played a part in not only our education, but shaping us into the people we are today. For this, we are extremely thankful.
We would, of course, like to thank Dr. Egan for being our school leader and supporting all the crazy things that we've done at HAST.
In addition to Dr. Egan, we would like to thank all other staff members at HAST. Thank you to our teachers, both those who had the pleasure of teaching us and those who didn't.
Thank you to Mr. Borum and all of the other staff members, as well as our guidance department and Mr. Tanicki for being our main tech men.
We would like to thank Ms. Hutton for being our class sponsor and dealing with all the stress that came with making today run smoothly.
Thank you, Ms. Swart and Ms. Smith, for being the super moms that we needed and helping our class whenever we needed something.
Lastly, we'd like to thank parents and family members.
Without you, there wouldn't be a single person walking this stage today.
To all of those mentioned and all who are present here today, thank you on behalf of the Hammond Academy of Science and Technology's first graduating class.
And congratulations to us, class of 2014.
Good job. It's never easy being a principal, and it's certainly not easy being a principal of a school that is just starting. We've had our ups and downs, but through it all, Dr. Egan has been there to lead us. Dr. Egan.
To our many honored guests, board members, Mayor McDermott, Chancellor Kean, current and former faculty at Purdue-Calumet, parents, staff, friends, and most importantly, the inaugural graduating class of Hammond Academy, the class of 2014. The day has come. Most of you with us here tonight for our ceremony have been at HAST since your freshman year. You elected to leave your comfort zone of former schools and friends. You have proven yourselves time and again as capable, competent, and compassionate individuals. You have a passion for life and learning. We have been blessed to share your passion for these past 4 years. I have personal anecdotes about each and every one of you, from the ultra-gregarious to the ultra-reserved. Some stories you'd be proud to share, still others not so much, but stories they are, and they will live on as your legacy at HAST. You have helped us to write the first chapters of our existence. You have not once shied away from this role as co-author. For that, we thank you eternally. There are many speeches this evening. I have promised that mine will be brief. We believe in you, we recognize you, we honor you, we love you. May this evening be a very special one for each and every one of you, and congratulations to the first graduating class of Hammond Academy of Science and Technology.
So on this journey that we started 9 years ago, we knew that we couldn't do it alone. I'm not an educator by trade, and a lot of people on the board weren't educators by trade. We knew we needed a partner, and that partner was right here in our backyard. And Dr. Kean, like Dr. Cohen before him, have been instrumental in making HAST as successful as it is. Dr. Kean.
For Purdue University Calumet graduates, congratulations. And a particular congratulations not only from me, but from Howard Cohen, who's here with his wife, Patty. He had many, many years of work to make this happen long before I came. I'm going to talk about two experiences that you've had, and I'm going to apologize to you because I didn't know they would be behind me. I really need to talk to them. There are two really valuable experiences that you've had. One is dealing with change, and then the second is learning through discovery. Those two aspects of your life will prove to be so important for you as you move forward. In the work environment, people run across new things every day. For those students who didn't learn through discovery, for those that had rote memory as their means for learning, they look at those new problems and they say, what am I going to do with that? And then they say, I think I'll do nothing. But then there are you. You will come across a new problem and you'll say, isn't this exciting? How can I tackle this? What information do I need? What help do I need? Where do I go from here? That is the importance of learning through discovery. In terms of change, you know, a lot of people think that if you grow up and you go to the same school your whole life, you get up in the morning, you go to school, you go back home, you go to bed, the next day you get up, you go to school. It's very routine, makes life really easy. The only problem is life isn't easy. Life has many, many changes that are attached to it. And as we look at individuals who sometimes we label military brats, you know, these are children of military who move every 3 or 4 years. Often they're very successful, and they're successful because they've had to go to new schools, as you did. They've had to learn new ways of thinking, as you did. And as they go through life, they take that skill and that asset and are extraordinarily successful. We're very excited that you leave with those two assets. We know that you will be leaders not only in our community, but in our nation. So go forward and succeed. Congratulations.
You can turn your attention to the screens. During the course of our years here at HAST, we've had very special visitors. We've had people from China. We've had people from the state of Indiana. Everybody wants to see what we're doing here because it's something different. When Senator Donnelly was elected, one of his first stops was to HAST. And although he wished he could be here this evening, he couldn't, obviously, needed to be in Washington. He sent a video to our graduates.
Hello, graduates. I'm Senator Joe Donnelly. I wish I could be there to congratulate you in person today, but I'm glad to at least have this opportunity to tell you how proud we are of all of you. Your completion of your education at the Hammond Academy of Science and Technology is an outstanding achievement, and we commend you for your hard work in getting to this point. Congratulations on this wonderful accomplishment. As the very first class to graduate from HAST, you have a lot to be proud of. You should be honored to have paved the way for future students and to know that you're laying the foundation for the school's legacy. HAST will gain a reputation for excellence based on what you do with the outstanding education you've received here. And so far, it's clear to all of us that you're off to a great start. I'm told that as a group, you have earned over $1 million in scholarships, and you've been accepted to schools like Rose-Hulman, Purdue, IU, and so many others. This is phenomenal. We're all so proud to see you accomplishing so much already. Keep up the good work. I also want to congratulate the teachers, administrators, families, and friends who have helped these amazing students to get to this point. You've all done extraordinary work with this first graduating class, and you have so much to be proud of. Thank you for all you've done for this wonderful group of graduates. Congratulations again on your outstanding accomplishment. We couldn't be more proud of you. And as we wait to see what your futures have in store, remember this: do what you love and put all of your passion into it. God bless you, God bless Indiana, and God bless America.
Something like HAST just doesn't happen. There has to be a vision, there has to be a dream. This is probably the hardest person I have to introduce tonight. 9 years ago, he sat 9 of us in a room and said, I want you to dream a school. And the result is what we see tonight. And it wasn't always easy, but he was always behind us, 300%, even when it really looked like it wasn't going to happen. But he truly is a visionary, Mayor McDermott.
Thank you. First off, to the graduates, congratulations on being Hammond's first graduating class of the Hammond Academy of Science and Technology. One more time for the graduates, please. I love this school a lot. Let me tell you how much I love it. It's my son's 8th grade graduation tonight, and here I am with you all. So, but I did sit Tommy down, and he said, Dad, don't worry, it's only 8th grade. Just make sure you're there for the high school. I said, thank you, Tommy. So my speech is going to be about perseverance. I think it's the story of HAST, and it's going to take a little bit longer. It's not going to take a long time. I don't give long speeches, but I want you guys to listen, because for you to be sitting here, you just have to appreciate how hard it was to start this school in the first place. So for me to be able to come in here and look at you all, it's just an incredible experience. So thank you for working so hard, and please bear with me. I'm so proud to be standing here before the first graduating class of the Hammond Academy of Science and Technology, project that would not have happened except for the perseverance of a group of people who never gave up hope, the hope that we would be here one day. We had a problem at that time, and we still do to some extent. Families were moving out of our city. At one time, Hammond, Indiana had over 115,000 people living here. We've stabilized over the last 3 census, and we're sitting at around 81,000 people right now, and that's still a drop of 20% from our all-time high. We asked a lot of residents that moved out of our city, why? Why did you move out? And a lot of them gave us a lot of different reasons for moving out. Some said changing demographics, changing poverty levels. Some said your lots are too small, the traffic's too noisy, I want to live in the urban areas, I want to move away from the urban area. But one of the common themes we noticed was, Mayor, you got to do something about the state of the public education system. And that's frustrating for a mayor to hear, because the way Indiana government is set up, mayors have very little, if any, input into the public school system. Hammond residents would complain to me as the mayor that they lacked choices when it came to public education. I would point out to them the mayors in Indiana have very little input in how the public schools are run. And I would also point out that we have all the good alternatives in Hammond, Bishop Noel Institute being one of them. I know a lot of Hammond students currently do, and at that time we're going to Munster, Highland, Whiting, a lot of students up north. But all these schools require tuition, and for a lot of families that's just not an option. So many of these families who are frustrated with the state of public education in Hammond chose instead to move out into the suburbs, where the public schools are newer and the school I-STEP scores are higher, where poverty and all the problems that come with a poorer population are virtually non-existent. And in the meantime, Hammond was one good family poorer because we lost that family. So in 2006, in an effort to keep these families in our city, we came up with a novel idea. Why not use casino revenue as an incentive to keep these families residing here in Hammond? That was when we came up with the idea called the College Bound Scholarship Program. We all know what that is now. It's a home ownership incentive that awards $10,500 scholarships to children of Hammond homeowners, provided they meet minimal GPA and SAT requirements. In return for this scholarship money, every year, the students are required to give back 40 hours of community service with the city of Hammond. At this point, the College Bound Scholarship Program has graduated over 600 students, with approximately 500 more still using the program. I imagine a lot of the students sitting behind me right now are going to be participating in this program next year. I know 90% of them are getting ready to go to college next year, so I imagine a lot of them will be using this program. Also around that same time that we created the College Bound Scholarship, we started working with Purdue University, and at that time the School City Hammond, on a project we called the Magnet School Project. That's what ultimately became HAST. This is where the city officials, members of Hammond's business community, Purdue University Calumet, the education department, we all met with the business officials from the School City Hammond to discuss a partnership idea on the Magnet School. As it turned out, this project never came to fruition and we lost a year in that process. So 1 year later, around 2007, the Hammond Urban Academy Incorporated was established. This is when we began negotiations with Purdue's West Lafayette president at the time on what we hope would be the first charter issued by Purdue University West Lafayette to operate a charter school in Hammond that focused on science and technology. It made sense. Purdue University is known for its science and technology, so why not partner with them? Unfortunately for us at the time, Purdue University West Lafayette was undergoing a change in president, and the new president didn't share the same vision as the old president, and we lost about another year going through that process. That's when we decided to start working with Ball State, our partners on the charter school, along with Purdue Calumet. January 2008, we formally requested a charter by Ball State University to be issued to HAST. We had good reason to believe that we'd be successful with Ball State. After all, we had a great team of individuals who believed in our project. We had a great concept and the need for the project, and we also had the money needed to fund the project and make it come to reality. Also, Ball State being the main university in Indiana that issued charters, there was no reason for us to believe that we wouldn't be successful. After performing a mountain of work, hours and hours of work, travel all across the United States of America, completing the formal application process for Ball State to issue us a charter, this request was denied again in 2008. Another disastrous defeat for us. 8 months later, and I have to tell you, I'm starting to lose hope at this point. Perseverance. I had a lot of people say, Mayor, we could do this. You got to stay positive, Mayor. We could do this. And I'm telling you, I'm ready to give up. 8 months later, June 2009, we decided to give it another try with Ball State. We applied with Ball State for another charter. This time, our request was approved by Ball State, and we were told that we needed to open HAST 12 months from when they approved our charter. Now, keep in mind, at this point, we just got our charter issued to us. We had no location for the school. We had no staff for the school. We didn't have Dr. Egan for the school. All we had was a freshly minted charter and a curriculum. So in April of 2010, the ground was broken in downtown Hammond on a new permanent location for HAST. That's the school you guys are now located in. This school was financed by the city of Hammond and Hammond Academy of Science and Technology partnering together to finance a debt instrument. And in September of 2010, students began study at HAST while temporarily housed in the trailers at St. Catherine of Siena School in Hestville. And I want to take a second to thank the Gary Diocese. We were in a tough spot. We had to open a school. We had no location. And charter schools are somewhat controversial with school cities, so I didn't think the School City of Hammond was going to be willing to cooperate with us. So the Gary Diocese lent us St. Catherine of Siena for 1 year, and we completed our studies the first year there. That was when, in August of 2011, the new school for HAST was formally dedicated and students began studying in downtown Hammond shortly thereafter. That is why for me, today, June 5th, 2014, is a day I'll never forget. Today is the day that we graduate HAST's first class of 60 seniors who next year will go on to college doing bigger and better things. They will be able to do so primarily due to the fine education that those students received here at the Hammond Academy of Science and Technology. Of HAST's graduating seniors, the senior class, the graduation rate is over 90%. HAST's college admission rate, 92%. Now, I mentioned a great scholarship program, College Bound, and the 21st Century Scholarships do not count in this next stat. Reported scholarships for this graduating class, not counting College Bound, not counting 21st Century, $1,131,000. Are you kidding me? Wow. Perseverance pays off. And I tell you, sitting here watching you all walk in, I tell you, it really hit me. We built a high school, and kids are graduating from it right now. Congratulations, you guys. You make me really proud. As you can see, HAST serves as an example of the commitment that, as your mayor, I have made to addressing the issues that are important to our residents. Even though education is not a direct responsibility of our office, it's a key issue, as we all know, in how to build a new community. This is why it was so important that we address the educational challenges we face in Hammond by building this charter school, the Hammond Academy of Science and Technology. There were hundreds of challenges that we faced when we embarked upon this journey. There were many people that would have given up during the 4-year process it took us to get this charter. But we, as a team, stuck together and persevered. We made a goal for ourselves and never gave up on that goal until this was achieved. So there's a lesson for us here, graduating seniors. You have been given the raw tools that you will need to complete your education. Almost every one of you is about to embark on your next journey, starting your college education. Just remember the lessons that we've learned here at the Hammond Academy. Then set a goal for yourself and never, ever give up until that goal is achieved. As a great Hoosier from French Lick once said, his name is Larry Bird, he plays for the Boston Celtics, or played for the Boston Celtics, a winner is someone who recognizes his God-given talents, then works his tail off to develop those talents into skills, then uses these skills to accomplish great things. Do yourself a favor, graduates. Set a goal for yourselves, then do as Larry Bird says, work your tail off to accomplish great things. It has been my pleasure to be able to speak before you today, the graduates and parents. Congratulations to HAST's first ever graduating class, the class of 2013.
Once again, the HAST Community Choir singing the class song.
Packing my bags and giving the academy a rain check. I don't ever want to let you down. I don't ever want to leave this town. 'Cause after all, the city never sleeps at night. It's time to begin, isn't it? I get a little bit bigger, but then I'll admit I'm just the same as I was. Oh, don't you understand? after all, the city never sleeps at night. It's time to begin, isn't it? I get a little bit bigger, but then I'll admit I'm just the same as I was. Oh, don't you understand? I'm never changing who I am. It's time to begin, isn't it? I get a little bit bigger, but then I'll admit I'm just the same as I was. Oh, don't you understand? I'm never changing who I am. It's time to begin, isn't it? I get a little bit bigger, but then I'll admit I'm just the same as I was. Oh, don't you understand? I'm never changing who I am.
So just as we needed a visionary, and we had that in Mayor McDermott, then we needed an architect, somebody that was going to design the curriculum. Dr. Rivers and I go way back. We spent miles and miles and miles on the road, not only looking at other schools and taking the best of the best, but back and forth to Ball State at least 24 times. We know that Starbucks in Lafayette very well. But he never gave up. And this vision that he had was years in the making. And it was so appropriate that we got to open this school, and he was there the day we opened, right before he retired from Purdue-Calumet. Dr. Rivers.
It gives me great personal pleasure to be here at the first graduation ceremony of the Hoosier Academy of, Hammond Academy. The Hammond Academy of Science and Technology. Congratulations to the class, to the 60 graduates of this class, and to their teachers, their administrators, their staff members and board members and families who helped them along the way, who helped them achieve their goal. I really only have one thing to say today. In fact, I think I gave most of my minutes to the other speakers. But that one thing I think is powerful. The issue I want to talk about very briefly is it's all about choices. First part, choices that we make have immediate and short-term consequences. The choice to establish a model secondary school in Hammond, made by the mayor, the then Chancellor Howard Cohen, and by myself, along with a lot of folks in the university and community, led to, along with a lot of hard work, has already been alluded to, and perseverance, this day. In like manner, the choice you graduates made to attend the academy or to become a member of the academy, and your parents with you making that choice, your parents and guardians, along with a lot of hard work and perseverance on your part over this past 4 years, have led to this day. So, the first point is, every choice you make has short-term or immediate consequences. Point 2, choices we make also have long-term consequences. The choice to create the academy over the years will transform the Hammond and surrounding communities. The graduates of HAST will help provide a quality of life that will transcend what you see here today. In like manner, the choices these students make, you students make, to attend the academy and to benefit from the productive climate of learning and accountability has led to college admissions of college scholarships of over $1 million and college careers that will transform the cultural, social, and economic lives of these students and their families. They will enter careers that we don't even know about today. They have prepared themselves for these careers at HAST. Third point, and last, you, the graduates, have been placed in a productive climate of learning and accountability that led you to make good choices. Choices that match the vision and inspiration you have for your lives. It has driven in you a cycle of life choices that, despite disappointments and setbacks that you ultimately will have, will lead ultimately to those dreams and aspirations. The important thing is that you have begun that cycle, and that cycle will go on and on. The teachers, your fellow students, the staff, community, your families have given you the greatest gift of all, the ability to make wise choices. Use that ability well and prosper and grow and develop as people. I once had a guy tell me, I lived half my life before I realized it was a do-it-yourself job. It is your job to have a good life, and you have been prepared here at the Academy to do this job. Congratulations to every one of you.
You've already heard about all the academic successes that our graduates have had. Again, 92% of them going on to college. That's outstanding, and it just shows that it doesn't matter where you live, your children want to learn. And that is what's so rewarding about HAST. 2 students were outstanding, our valedictorian and our salutatorian. They, like the students that gave the welcome speech, want to speak together. So it's my pleasure to introduce Brandon Swart, the valedictorian of the class of 2014, and Emily Scott, the salutatorian of the class of 2014.
So first I'd like to start by thanking everyone who has made the day possible. Dr. Egan, the teachers and staff and parents, and of course our amazing student body. What became a dream for everyone eventually became a reality for us all. Brandon, before I forget, congrats again on being Hammond Academy's first ever valedictorian.
I would also like to thank everybody that came out today to support us and all the children here, as well as the air conditioner for trying to break its back, keeping us all cool. I'd also like to say congratulations to you, Emily, for being salutatorian. We're both going down in history.
Thank you. We both know that these last 4 years weren't anything close to easy. Between the sleepless nights and countless hours of studying and the constant drive to be the best, it sure was worth it. You have always been my biggest competition, but I'm content with where we stand today. The class of 2014 made a huge impact here at HAST.
No kidding. Every day I walk through the halls of HAST and see something that the seniors affected, something that the seniors did. And just to think that 4 years ago we started out as strangers, all afraid of each other, afraid of teachers, afraid of the administration that we hadn't known yet, is just amazing to me. Now you see all of us sitting here on the stage, a family.
How could I forget that first year at HAST? I remember those old trailers we had. The beige mobile classrooms put us through the ringer, but somehow we made it through. I can still remember looking around hopelessly on the first day, overwhelmed by all the new faces. Just like it was yesterday, I have made lifelong friends with people I would have never guessed I would have 4 years ago. It is unbelievable to look around and see how much every single one of us has grown individually. We have come so far from that point, it's almost comical to look back at all the things we used to say, maybe the things we shouldn't have did, and all the memories that will hold with us forever here at Hammond Academy.
Just to think a group of high school freshmen who used to spend time outside at their lunch hour having recess, per se, playing volleyball, hanging out, chatting, doing nothing else but hanging out with each other, becoming closer as a group. And just to think, we went through waterfalls in the trailers, we went through a designated fire alarm. Somebody had to run around the trailers, let us know if anything was happening. Running into the school if there was a tornado drill, stuff like that I'll remember forever, and I hope they do as well.
Yeah, I'd say after that it turned out pretty fun and eventful. During that year, class of 2014 saw many things that I wouldn't say other students saw at other schools. I'm pretty sure other schools didn't have funerals going on during classes for students. Between these types of events, along with pranks between the teachers, competitions between the classes, it led us to where we are today. I'm sure we've lost some people since then, but we've also added to our family tree of what is our senior class. So now all together we will walk across the stage different people than when we first started.
Now, we are at the day many of us dreamed about, graduation. Graduation is one of those times where we celebrate our memories, ourselves, and our futures as well. So, while researching to write this speech, because I can't write speeches at all, I found this quote, and it kind of hit me hard. It says, look around, seniors. The memories are our story. As our book comes to a close, we put these final words down on paper and just remember the words. The grass is not, in fact, and greener always on the other side. The fences have nothing to do with it. The grass is greenest where it is watered. When crossing over fences, carry water wherever you go and make that grass greener. And knowing this class and what we can do, I'm sure something remarkable would happen. Thank you.
Thank you.
Once again, the HAST Community Choir.
525,600 minutes, 525,000 moments so dear, 525,600 minutes. How do you measure a year? In daylights, in sunsets, in midnights, in cups of coffee, in inches, in miles, and laughter, in strife. In 525,600 minutes, how do you measure a year in life? How about love? How about love? How about love? Measuring love. Seasons of love. Seasons of love.
525,600 minutes, 525,000 moments so dear, 525,600 minutes. How do you measure the life of a woman or a man? Truth that she learned, all the times that he cried, and bridges he burned, or the way that she died.
It's time now to sing out, though the story never ends. Let's celebrate, remember a year in the life of friends. Remember the love. Remember the love. Remember the love. Measuring love. Seasons of love. Seasons of love. Seasons of love. 525,600 seasons of love. 525,000 moments so dear. Seasons of love. 25,600 minutes. Seasons of love. Measure a year. Seasons of love. Sunsets and midnights and cups. Seasons of love. And cups and laughter and strife. Seasons of love. 25,600 minutes. Seasons of love. How about love? Remember the love. Remember the love. Measuring
So now the moment we've all been waiting for. Before we start, you may or may not be aware, we do have professional photographer will be taking each graduate's picture as they receive their diploma. So please resist the urge to run down and take a picture. And I know it's hard because those are your kids, but you just be disturbing people around you. Is that good? Okay. They told me to make that announcement. To present the diplomas is 12th grade teacher, Mrs. Mira Projovovic.
This water. Okay, we're ready. First, Brandon Michael Swart. Emily Scott. Christopher Lee Penniman. Courtney Allison Sellas. Raymond Anderson Jr. Ivy V. Westerhoff. Jacob Matthew Yankowskis. Mark Anthony Suarez. Selena Celeste Gonzalez. Neil Joseph Michael Ward. Ahmed Hani Ahmed Salama Abu Zaid. Jeremy Nicholas Amft. Sarah Anselmo. Neftali Hesse Artiaga Ferregrino. Chantal Renee Bonaparte. Matthew Brown. Jose Luis Casillas. David Castillo. Cody Andrew Glass. Elizabeth Marie Gomez. Brianna Dominique Gully. Mariah Harrington. DJ Hashem. Diamond Asia Renee Hubbard. Aaron Tyler Jackson. Elena Jackson. Jonathan Lee Jackson. Dakion Janae Jameson. Jasnique Johnson. Tyshawn Anthony Jordan. Jesus Alexander Lopez. Tomorrow. And you did.
Amy Jane Michelin. Rogelio Montez. Jesus Oviedo Jr. Deshaun Marquise Polk. Humberto Prado Jr.
Xavier Aurelio. Tara Ann Rivera. Anthony J. Robinson. Miss Amelia Rodriguez. Jose Luis Rodriguez. Vincent M. Romero III. Paige Elizabeth Robicki. I gotta prepare. Michael Patrick Sandoval. He's so shy. Alexandria Tia Schneider. Carlos Serrano. Elizabeth Servin. Mark Clayton Sheridan. Sydney Jeray Smith. Hunter Noel Snyder. Andrew Sutherland. Nicole Anna Veenstra. Jacob Rigoberto Vega. Timothy Giovanni West. Slee White. And last, but certainly not least, he's already dancing. Armani Alante Williams.
They're still taking a few pictures. But they're all looking at, in your diploma saying, where's the diploma? They get them tomorrow. If they come to school, Mrs. Provey. Okay, from the beginning, we had an excellent teacher here, and actually she was on the curriculum committee at Purdue before, or when the school was just a dream. Miss Carrie Hutton will be giving a farewell speech this evening.
Students, families, staff, and distinguished guests, we're almost at the end of our first graduation ceremony for Hammond Academy of Science and Technology, but students, you're almost at the beginning of your next life chapter. I have had the honor and privilege of being part of the vision that has HAST for many years, even before I knew what the building was going to look like, before I knew who I'd be working with, before I knew my students and their wonderful families. I knew that at some point we would have a graduating class, but I had no idea what the class would look like, or the impact that our shared journey would have on our community, on your lives, and on my life. Students, I hope that when you reflect back on your time at HAST many years down the road, you'll realize how much of an impact you have had on HAST, as well as how much of an impact HAST has had on you. Your high school experience was very different than other students' experiences in other high schools. I will leave the details of that statement, good or otherwise, to each of you to reflect on individually. It's important that you cherish this moment in your life. This is the short span of time when you're filled with the most potential, the most energy, the most passion. You're smart, you're not yet jaded by the world, you're optimistic, you're creative, you're confident, you're energetic. You have the world at your fingertips and the power to bend it in many ways to your will. You have the opportunity to make a large impact on your fellow citizens and on your community. When I look at you, I see people that are going to impact the quality of life for millions of people by cultivating your talents in the medical field. I see people that are going to solve global problems like climate change, alternative energy sources, living conditions for the ever-growing population, feeding the ever-growing population. I see people that are going to become captains of industry, engineers, brilliant lawyers, politicians that speak for people that can't speak for themselves, inventors, scientists, teachers, and many other roles that may not yet exist. Everybody in this room will be watching, waiting, and cheering for your success, whatever that looks like. You have created a community at HAST that is your support system. When you walk off of this stage in a few minutes, we will still support you. When you begin your next chapter in life, we will still support you. When you graduate from college, begin your first job, get married, have your first child, we will still be here to support you. This is the culture that you have helped forge, and it is a bond that will not easily be broken, even though we will not be all together all of the time from here on out. When times get tough, as they always do, remember the strength, the character, and the problem-solving skills that you acquired during your time at HAST. The time when you helped build a school and create a culture of acceptance, mutual respect for all, perseverance, and hard work. Remember that your parents, your families, your classmates, and your HAST staff are behind you and ready and able to offer whatever support that you need at any point in your life journey. We, too, may call on you for support, and I hope that you'll be ready to answer that call. Remember that you know how to roll up your sleeves and get done what needs to get done. Class of 2014, history has shown time and time again that it is the few that lead the many. It is the few that impact the many. You are the few. Graduating with a diploma from HAST is an outstanding achievement, but it's also an awesome responsibility. Some of you are natural leaders. Some of you have become leaders while with us. People will look to you to lead. They will look to you to create, to invent, to solve problems, and to fix things. As a HAST graduate, all of you are well equipped to do all of these things. I am so proud of each and every one of you. I cannot wait to see what the world has to offer you and what you have to offer the world. It is important that when you conquer the world, earn your education, live some life, that you remember where you came from, and in some way make a positive contribution to your HAST, to your community, to your city, to your state, to your country. The opportunities that were provided to you should be remembered, appreciated, and paid forward. This is not a request. It is an obligation as a HAST graduate. I will not say goodbye and good luck to you. I will say thank you for this journey. Thank you for the memories. Thank you for the experiences. You have changed my life in such unpredicted ways, and I imagine that HAST has done the same for you. I will also say that you will always be part of the HAST family, and we, everyone sitting in this room, hopes that the world is ready for HAST graduates, because here you come. Congratulations.
One more time, the HAST Community Choir. And you just enjoyed the first performance of the HAST School Song. Thank you, choir. So don't do it till I tell you. Some of you might remember 4 years ago when you were in the trailers, the first day of school, I came over there and I went to each trailer and I said how fortunate you were because you were at the top of the food chain and you were going to be at the top of the food chain for 4 years because there wasn't a class ahead of you. But that took a great leap of faith, not only for you, but for your parents and your family. And we are just so happy that you did that. Get your tassel ready. This isn't the end. This is just the beginning. Good luck on your lives. Change your tassel. It is my pleasure to introduce the HAST class of 2014.